Part 2 of the skewering of Comic Book Cast 2. Shut up. Yeah, usually what I would do, or not usually, but what I had did last time was I did 5 videos one time. And I was going to do another 5 in part 2. That was back when I only had 14 or so videos. Now I have upwards of 50 videos saved up. Granted, that doesn't mean I'm going to do all 50 videos and cover all 50 of those things. Some of them I will just combine into one topic because there's a bit of a consistent nature with some of these. Like, people are outraged. People are mad about things. And I'll get to that when we get to that. But I will do another 5 now, and for that point forward, 10 videos per part, I guess. So, man, this guy's posted, between the last time I did this and now, this guy's posted a lot of shit takes and just complete clickbait garbage. And people still buy into this. I don't understand. It's like people just love getting pissed on, no matter what. They just don't care anymore. Anyway, it is time, once again, to skewer this bitch.
Go suck a dick, suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick, suck a dick, suck a...
For some goddamn reason, there's a perception out there that Captain Marvel was a failure. Again,
Of course it is, she's a woman.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That's because Bree did it. Whatever went wrong,
right.
Bree.
Of course, we got Mitch talking out of his ass right there. Of course, because she's a bloody woman. That's why they say it. Like, I mean, the guy who sounds like he just woke up and doesn't want to be there, he's hit the nail on it. Yeah, because people say that only because it's Brie Larson. That's the only reason why they say that. And yeah, they are wrong. It didn't really fail because it made $1 billion. I mean, it's not really a failure. Not necessarily a failure, no. But then you got, it's called she's a woman. Yeah, remember when all those same people said Wonder Woman was a failure? I remember that. I remember that happening in 2000 and never.
And, like, it just keeps getting spread. And, like, I even saw in replies to this, like, I always like to check the bigger websites that report it and check the comments. And even on, like, a site like, I can't remember if it's Variety or Deadline, you can post comments right underneath their news story at the website. And even the comments on there are like, but I saw a video claiming that they've lost faith in Brie Larson and that this movie's not happening, so why are they hiring directors? It's like, because it made $1.1 billion, and it's the first time the character appeared in any Marvel movie, and it's the biggest box office. Like, dudes, come on, like...
It's weird where they can't, like, put 2 and 2 together, where they think what one person says on unconfirmed information, by the way, that the entire movie is horrible and that the company lost faith in the property when it made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make any sense that, okay, we're just going to trash this because it didn't make the money that we wanted to make.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Star Wars where it's not to feed into the whole, the sequels aren't going to be canon anymore. Like, ignoring all of that because that is just dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's made a ton, and they're like, reception's maybe not that great. Captain Marvel didn't have that.
Yeah,
there was maybe like the 6 people online in the Twitter bubble that didn't like Captain Marvel. Obviously that's hyperbole, but it still was a vast minority of people.
Yeah, that's another problem I have with these people. Yeah, the vocal minority, you don't matter, but you'll see quite a bit in these videos. They like to really complain about these vocal minority. It makes me think they're not the vocal minority. If they are, like you say they are, why do you constantly bitch about them so much? Because they do it quite a bit. And it's just like, if there's such a small vocal minority and they don't matter, then maybe not, give them the attention. Then I guess, I don't know. It seems like a smart thing to me. But we're not dealing with smart people here, so...
Don't worry, they're all downvoting Brie Larson's YouTube videos.
Oh yeah, what a way to spend your life.
I know.
She's the reason that YouTube is having all those problems.
Because YouTube was squeaky clean before and everything was peaceful.
Exactly. Always transparent with everybody. What a platform.
Brie Larson made the YouTube bot.
Well, she is the bot because she can't act. No motion, see? Yeah. It's all connected here.
I'm going to assume that was some of the most unfunny hyperbole I've ever heard this week and move right along.
Go suck a dick, suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick, suck a dick, suck a huge.
Well, Mulan came out on digital, and apparently Disney is satisfied with what they've seen. Despite what you might have heard of people going, "I'm canceling my subscription." Well, apparently they didn't, because Disney subscriptions have risen, according to reports.
I got to call bullshit on that and thank goodness, thank God I came out and did this so much later, because now I got Shang-Chi to compare it to. If Mulan had done well, and they're going to make this argument that, well, Mulan does well enough, that means we can get Black Widow sometime soon. They'll delay it, but we'll get it sometime soon. Black Mulan, no matter what Disney says or what anyone, whoever shill wants to tell you this, it did not do well. If it did well, we would have gotten Black Widow a long time ago. If Mulan did big numbers or did any sizable numbers on Disney Plus and in theaters, we would have got a Black Widow like months after Mulan came out. Remember, Mulan came out in March of 2020. We didn't get Black Widow until July of the following year, which means Mulan didn't do shit. It did jack and shit in terms of sales, both theatrically and digitally. Now we got that's bullshit. We got Shang-Chi to compare it to. Shang-Chi did so well that Sony said, "Fuck it, we're gonna put Venom." What's Venom coming out? What, August? It's October 15th or the 20th or whatever the fuck. Fuck it, put it to fucking October 1st now. They bumped their shit because Shang-Chi did as well as a pandemic movie would do. now look. So Mulan didn't do jack and shit. It failed. And here's further proof of this. Have you heard anything from Disney about the numbers for Mulan at all? Do we hear anything from them on that? I don't, because when Black Widow came out, they immediately put out the numbers on the opening weekend. Like, yep, here's our numbers, Disney Plus numbers. Boom, here we go. Look at that shit. Yeah, they put their cock right on the table, just pow. Here you go. That's our Black Widow numbers. With Mulan, they're like, yeah, it's good though. Like, what's the numbers? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. It's all right. Numbers are good. That's all you need to know. Like, so I call bullshit on that. Mulan did not do well because and thank goodness for a year later, because now we have all this shit to compare to and all this stuff that kind of proves that Mulan didn't do very well, because we would have gotten Black Widow a lot sooner than a year later. And then we got Armin once again with he seems to forget there are 7 billion people on this planet. Yeah, okay. The numbers for Disney Plus subscriber count went up. Doesn't mean it didn't lose people. Now, does that mean that every person who said they're going to cancel didn't cancel? That's possible. They didn't, you know? But that doesn't mean that never happened, period, because if 1,000 people unsubscribed and then 5 million people subscribed, the subscriber count went up 5 million because 5 million people decided to subscribe to Disney Plus. That don't mean shit. That doesn't mean that 1,000 people are lying now. Oh boy.
Mulan's got the stigma of being a Disney remake. People aren't. They make money. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my
People
god,
aren't
they
that
do.
hot on, like the idea they're not that hot on. I think the worst one's Dumbo. Like,
Yeah.
there's been a couple of stinkers, but for the most part, they've made a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, there's the whole, she's apparently in support of the police in Hong Kong.
Right,
which
yeah.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry. Like, come on now.
Believe it.
Now, I don't know if he is being completely disingenuous or being really stupid, because how do you deny that she said this when it's right there in text in 4K? Like, are you serious, bro? I don't believe it. Well, Negro, you better believe it, because the bitch said it. It's been screenshotted and shared. How do you oh my god. And it makes his next fucking statement that much more confusing.
All this other stuff that did the whole filming thing and thanking the companies with the whole The Muslim stuff,
Yeah.
horrendous.
Yeah.
Horrendous. There's a lot of stigma behind this movie.
Okay, so why do you believe that's a thing, but the thing that's right, that's what's so confusing. You believe that the whole filming in the concentration camp, let's just call it what it is. It's a concentration camp. You believe filming there was bad. And you believe that that's a thing that they did and that's bad and all that. Okay, cool. Why do you believe that and not the thing that sparked this whole controversy with this movie in the first place? I'm genuinely confused by this. Jesus Christ. These people, man. This channel and the people behind it, yeah, they are a fucking enigma. They are a mystery. I cannot figure these people out.
It's
And there's a reason why there's now talk of Soul coming out, because of course the new Pixar movie's going to come out. It's going to destroy things.
yep.
And I don't know why there's this. Oh, Black Widow's likely to move. It's like, is it though?
I think the situation is Soul comes out, and that's the next one, and they delay Black Widow maybe into February, and since it's not coming out again, February is our next official release of Black Widow on this, so they don't have to drop it just yet and have Wonder Woman bump again, because that's my assumption, because they're playing that game of chicken.
Well, here's the thing: Wonder Woman's going to bump regardless.
Oh, it is.
Tenet's tanked. I know the narrative's all around Mulan. Tenet has tanked.
Yeah.
There's no WB are fudging domestic numbers. We know that for a fact. They're trying to spin the narrative so no one can say it's doing badly. If you're going to write about it, you have to be positive about it.
Oh, now the accusations of a movie studio fudging the numbers, now it's that valid. Now that you think it, now it's valid. Fuck off. Because when people were making those accusations against Disney, and it wouldn't shock me if Disney did it either, but as I'll ask someone who makes those accusations against Disney, I'll ask Mitch the same question.
Where is the proof?
You need proof, facts, and evidence for that shit. You can't just expect me to believe that because it helps make your point or whatever the fuck point you're trying to make. You know, I can't just believe that because you want me to. But, you know. Whatever. Yeah, but when people were saying this about Disney, no, it was invalid. It was just conspiracy theories. But now you can say it, and now it's valid. What's that about? There's some level of hypocritical bullshit we gotta deal with.
I don't know, like, also why this whole narrative, like, if you just search up Mulan or look it up, apparently, like, it is
it's the worst grossing film ever made,
and it's the most offensive film or anything that anybody. Yeah. Kim Jong-un has resurrected and tortured the world based on Mulan reception. Apparently, like,
carried this movie for 9 months and gave birth to it. It's the Antichrist.
I want you to keep in mind that I'm viewing these videos in order of their release, their upload. So I don't know what happened between that last video and this one, where they're now pretending once again. They don't know why people are offended by this movie. I don't know why they were against this movie before its release. I don't know about lowest grossing of all time, but it certainly wasn't as successful as people Disney wanted people to believe. Because again, going back to the Black Widow Shang-Chi thing, if that were the case, we would have gotten Black Widow a lot sooner because they would be more confident, and they would have said, you know what, let's release Black Widow now. Fuck it. See how well Black Widow did? Let's release Black Widow. See how well Mulan did? Let's release Black Widow now. Yeah. But that didn't happen because Mulan didn't do well, and they never did. I don't think they ever did tell us what those numbers were. In that little investors call, I don't think they ever did tell us the exact numbers for that film. But hey, again, we're pretending we don't know why people are against this film. The whole remake thing was a given because remakes typically are shit. Whether or not they make money is irrelevant. Box office numbers and Rotten Tomato scores do not determine the movie's quality. It's not. Rotten Tomatoes just tells you how many percentage of critics like the movie, and the box office numbers just tell you how much money was spent by the general public on the movie. That's it. Doesn't indicate quality. But to pretend like you don't know why people don't like this, as if the actress's comments about the Hong Kong police, and which Mitch blatantly just pretended like that didn't happen. Like it did. Fuck you. And then the whole filming in the concentration camp thing, like. I know. Are you? Is this one of those things where they're like, well, we have to make this look good so we can give up, so we can make make our dreams of a Black Widow release during the pandemic a reality. I got. I'm from the future. I got some news for you. It's fucking hell.
The aura surrounding this movie on the internet, and then I just I like to gauge with the casual folk. So last time I was at the gym, like one of the guys walked up to me. I was like, "Hey, what you think of Mulan?" I was like, "I liked it. It's based on my favorite Disney animated film, so it's not as good as that, but I enjoyed it." He was like, "Oh, I'm hearing great things. I'm gonna go order that now." I was like, "All right."
Yeah, I heard from another guy that, and I knew another guy. I talked to this guy that probably doesn't exist, but I don't know if this is true or not. I mean, it says so much bullshit. I get it. If he told me 2 + 2 = 4, I have to go to a mathematician to fucking verify that. He's that untrustworthy to me. Like he said the sky is blue. I gotta go to a weatherman. Like, hey, listen, I got told something. Can you verify this? He would look at me like I was fucking stupid. But if I showed him like, all this shit I've gathered about Armin and his bullshit and the ComicBookCast2 and their bullshit, he would be like, "Ah, okay, yeah, it's blue. Don't worry. What the fuck?" But yeah,
Go suck a dick, suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick, suck a dick.
Now, of course, when it comes to the actress playing Batwoman, we've already we've seen the outrage. It's the internet, of course. Yeah, I mean, of course we have.
pretty sure Armin doesn't know the difference between mockery and outrage. It's not outrage. It's just pure laughter because she looks stupid in this suit, and so does Ruby Rose. So does everyone in the CW. Like a majority of the suits in the CW look like dog shit, and this has been common. This is commonly understood. Why are we pretending now like this is a brand new thing? It's not new. This has always been a thing. I don't know. And Comicast2 and a lot of these channels can take a fucking molehill, turn it into a mountain. Make a mountain out of the goddamn molehill. How? Like, he'll talk about how a lot of people, this is all outrage. And I'll talk about this in the next few parts. Or even to condense it into a topic in the next few parts. Where it's like, oh, this outrage all over the internet. It's outrage on this internet. It's internet. People are mad. It's like, and you find out it's not on Twitter. It's not on Facebook. It's not on. It was Facebook in this case, but we'll get to that in a second because this is really shitty on his part. But it ain't on Twitter. It ain't on Facebook. It ain't on Instagram, YouTube. It's on some rinky-dink ass site, and you're just like, oh, really? Like, two people don't like this thing, or like saying, "Oh, fuck this thing," just outrage. Oh, really? It's like that Cat Williams bit. He'll take
Nothing and turn it into something.
this is what they do. Is what they do. But I'm sorry to interrupt you, Armin. Please go off. Tell us all about this widespread outrage that you've been talking about, that you saw.
Now, I have no problem with what the new actress looks like. I'm fine. We knew she was going to be a person of color. We knew they were going in a different direction. We know they're changing elements. I'm cool. I want to see how this is going to evolve during the course of the second season and what's being said. Now, without showing it on the screen, because I don't want to put the people's names up,
was done on my phone. That was on a phone, Android phone. Armin can do this. You've seen his rig. If you've seen my other videos on him, you've seen his computer, his rig. It's crazy. If I can do it on a phone, you can do it on a computer. So I don't know. I don't see why you couldn't do that for this video. I know why. So it's easier to make shit up about the comments being what you're sort of reading from or misremembering, remembering. But like the only bit of editing was I had to get rid of some personal information off that recording. Other than that, and that was like a microsecond of like editing off of that. Other than that, that was barely, that was like a minute, maybe a little over a minute, just to get it right, just to get the specific block of, because I had that black square is used, I think, for Fonto for my when I put on the white text and stuff. So that didn't take very long at all. So I don't know what Armin's excuse is, but it's a very shit one. I tell you that.
I went on over to the DC Comics Facebook page where surely people are accepting, right? Well, let's read a couple of these comments.
Yes, Armin, let's read through a couple of these comments, and we're going to read through these right now. And we're going to search through the page to make sure the comments you're reading are accurate. Let's see if Armin's bullshitting us.
This show is an insult to Batman and DC. Too much forced diversity.
Okay, let's just go with that one right there. Forced diversity. Forced? Come on, forced. There is no having a forced resignation. Not a forced diversity comment. There's no forced diversity comments here. The only thing with the word forced in it is just talking about forced resignation. Let's put diversity in here anyway. Is there anything about diversity? I'm all for diversity, but forced diversity isn't diversity at all. That's just one. Wait, that's not even what the. Wait a minute. Never black. CW is trying to have more vital. Show that's not what's being said here. Yeah, so I was not wrong. I was not wrong to look this up. This is not what this person is saying. Neither person is saying this shit. Oh boy.
I really love comics, but can we please take out the politics out of it because it just doesn't make sense?
Wait,
It's like Green Arrow showed that you don't need politics to make characters great.
Wait, politics. So there is one comment about forced diversity, but it's not. It's not nearly saying what he's saying. So he's either, and he's reading from something because it's not what he's reading. There's one thing talking about identity politics, and there's one thing talking about when politics. That's not what is he reading from? Because he's not reading from the actual comments. He's reading from something, because you can tell by the way he's talking. He's reading from an actual like thing or something. But this is the CW Facebook page he's talking about. This is that page. I'm going to show you. That's the page right there. So, and that's the one with Javicia Leslie as Batwoman, the first picture. So he's reading from something. He's reading this page. He's got to be, and he's showing the picture and everything. That's the thing. So he's reading from something, but it's not the. He's kind of bullshitting us here.
Oh, you've never picked up a comic? I don't get the point of the fake red hair.
Fake red hair. Let's go with that. By the way, I'm going to tell you in a little bit why him faking some of these comments is just really, really dumb. Like, because there are comments here that I'm just like, yeah, you should have just went with this. Why didn't you? Why do the fake red hair? Why not redesign the costume to fit a natural hair color? It doesn't need to be totally comic accurate. Yeah, that's not... Okay, what is he reading from? Like, okay, this might be the comment he's reading from, but he looks like he altered it to either shorten it or altered it or something. Because that's not what this person was. This is somewhat what the person is saying, but The red hair looks so cheesy is what the person's saying, which it looks stupid, yes. At least in the context of how they portray Batwoman in this show, yeah. It looks really stupid.
Another part of hiding the identity. If she literally had bright red hair in real life, people could make an easy connection. That's why everybody questioned the Power Rangers. Okay, CW, I am done with this.
Or he could do this, not have the red wig at all. Just don't have the red wig. It's that simple. It's not a hard thing to do. To just not have the red wig. I mean, or have it. I don't care. It's still a stupid thing to do. In the context of this version of Batwoman, this is a very stupid thing to do. But where this version of Batwoman is essentially Batman, which is something the CW loves to do. Well, we can't do Batman and Superman. I mean, they did do Superman eventually, but we can't do Batman and Superman. So let's make the female counterparts be like the male counterparts, instead of just giving them their own identity. Let's make Batwoman like Batman. Let's make Supergirl like Superman, which is, they're not like Superman or Batman. They're totally different characters. But, whatever. Again, it's just a hard part of our identity. It's like, or just don't have the wig at all. You know, that's an option. That is a definite option.
Power Rangers. Okay, CW, I am done with this show. It looks terrible, and I love the first season. This season, you're clearly pushing an agenda. Well, $10 says you've never seen the first season.
Mm-hmm. Is that what happened on Black Lightning? They tip over Confederate statues? That's funny. Yeah, whatever Armin is reading from here is not what's here. I don't know. Try to give us the illusion of balance. Like, this one's sort of what he's the same as what he's saying, but what are you reading from? Like, he's reading from something. You can tell. You listen to how he's talking. But this is not what he's reading from. The only benefit of the doubt I'll give him is that maybe the comments in question were deleted, but some of these comments are too similar to what he's reading for it to be that way. Like, some of these comments are a little too similar in that sense. Like, wow, wait, this is a little...
I can't believe this show is still going on. Why did they decide to make Barbara Gordon black? Is there...
Wait, Barbara Gordon. Hold on, let me... Barbara... Just put Barbara. I don't think you need the whole Gordon name there, do you? So it's translated. 1,000 times our dear Barbara Gordon. I don't know what this is trying to say, but either way, that's not what he said, what he's reading. And that's the person's name, Barbara Hatcher. And looks like Lego Barbara Gordon Latin. That's actually kind of funny because it's kind of true. Like, if you make her cowl purple, it does look like the Rosario Dawson Lego Batwoman or Batgirl. A little bit. But yeah, that's not what the person said, the way he said that.
Anything in comics that isn't woke anymore. I can't understand why Batman has to go into politics now. Oh.
So we already went through the politics thing. We searched through politics. In fact, let's look through Batman at least. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there's a comment. Holy shit. Okay. Let's hope it doesn't put any kind of fail-safe into like Bruce did in Batman Beyond. This shows an insult to Batman, to DC. It's just that bad. This is just a great value brand Batman. That's not wrong. Again, Batwoman is not Batman. I don't know why CW has the tendency to do that. If anyone's a true Batman fan, yes, Batman wore a mask to hide his identity, but the first part of his Batman was used his hands and skills. And protect his vulnerability against little girls like Superman. Okay, that's not what's said there. Yes, Batman written 3 times. Dude, Batwoman of Ruby Rose was a huge flop, and it's not because of her. No, she was great. It's because nobody wanted Batwoman, Batgirl, or WTV on Batman series. We kind of had... Oh, shit. Well, we kind of had that, but with Gotham, but that show kind of sucked in the last few seasons. This is when they started going fucking crazy. It's like, oh, all right. Sending the hurdles to doing a. Please give us this crap as a substitute, or if you wanna, she wouldn't. Sandra Kane, or again, just make your own character because that woman is not Batman. You can make literally a new character that's like Batman. That is the female equivalent of Batman, but Batwoman is not that character. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal. That fucking guy looking like that guy sounding and looking like Jim Belushi. Jesus Christ. Nope. He was taller, nose more diagnostic. So Keaton Mask and Batman Returns. Nope. No, I don't think. Yeah, I think Armin's reading a fake Batman didn't have black relatives. Okay. Why do we need a Batman, Batwoman, Batgirl, and Batboy? None of these things that I'm reading from just cancel this mess and give us Batman. They might as well cancel it. I know Armin will argue, well, it's getting a third season, but it's like, yeah, but the ratings are tanking though. That you cannot deny. You cannot deny the ratings are just in the toilet. You see it. It's been reported so many damn times. I'd rather seen a Batman show. Is it trans Batman? Oh, what? See, like, this is the thing I'm saying. Do it like Batman around. This is what I'm saying. Like, Armin has so many comments to read from, but he chooses to, for some reason, make up comments and then read whatever made up comment he has and says, oh, this is the comment from the thing, the page. There's so many comments here that are pretty stupid, and it's like, yeah, that's dumb. Why would that's a stupid take? And instead you decide, okay, I'm gonna take comments, twist them, and then make my version of the comment that they're saying. Like, there's a few here that I've gone through. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of a dumb take. And it's like, but it's like these rather fake comments. Like, I mean, why? You don't have to do that.
What is worse than all these SJW woke shows? Shows that try to beat you over the head with a message. If you want a real show that's great and like Snyder's DCEU, go watch The Boys. Now that's serious action. Oh wow, The Boys flew over your head just like Homelander over Huey's. God damn. Well, that was a fun.
Yeah, let's see. The Boys. I doubt this comment's even in here, but I'll give him the benefit of the. What is worse than a train wreck? 2 train wrecks. Can I stand SJW shows? Show yourself. Do yourself a favor and watch Boys. That person never mentioned Snyder, DCEU, or any of this shit. And wow. Like, some of this shit's not even in here. What is he reading from?
Right, reading comments? Yeah, so what do you guys think?
This is, and then people get on my ass when I go after Armin. This is why he's literally lying to your face, and I guess he did this in the assumption that you wouldn't go check after him. I did. That's probably why he didn't want to read names, because he didn't want the audience to go look at these people on Twitter, on YouTube, Facebook, and then find out. Oh wait, these comments aren't here. Again, the benefit of the doubt I can give him is that maybe these comments were deleted, but some of these are so similar to what he's reading that it can't be the case. It's clearly you're reading from something else, and you either made up comments. Some of these comments you made up, and others you just twisted into something else. Like, what are you doing? And then when I say I have no respect for this fan base that support this regardless of whether or not he's telling the truth, or no matter what little scummy thing he does, I get shit for it. It's like, no, he's a fucking scumbag. I mean, I get shit from very few people who try to defend him, but that's still like, what? How do you defend this? Try to defend this. I want to see someone defend this to me. In fact, I want you to look at this and tell me how I'm wrong. because he's reading from something. He's making up comments. He's like clearly what are you doing? Jesus Christ, like that's just scummy, dude.
Nothing gets Star Wars fans more riled up than, well, let's be real, just Star Wars in general.
No one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. A thing that sequel fans love to say, or Disney Star Wars fans love to say, and makes little to no fucking sense. But thank you for proving that you are just as stupid as the people who say that shit.
But okay, no, seriously. I mean, come on. We all have seen the amounts of outrage and anger thrown at Rian Johnson for making a movie. People tend to overreact, obviously. People tend to accuse him of doing the most heinous thing in Hollywood, not following fan theories.
You know what? I'm not even gonna go off on this comment because I've already said how stupid the people are who think this. I've already said it. If you genuinely believe that the people who hate TLJ simply because of fan theories and all this other shit and fan fiction, there's not enough words in the English language for me to tell you how fucking stupid you are for believing that. I'm not even going to get into it anymore. Just simply say, if you believe that this is why people hate TLJ, you are a fucking moron, and may whatever deity it is you pray to have mercy on your soul. I'm done. Part 2 is over. Let's just get on to part 3 and trudge through this fucking dumpster fire of a channel.